Today, I wanted to share a meditation technique that I've been using that I think can help keep you a little bit more focused on that one pointed attention. And for me, I use a breathing awareness meditation that I've taken from Sadhguru. Sadhguru introduced me to Isha Kriya. I don't use the entire Isha Kriya meditation, but I use the first part, which is the breathing technique. So what you do is as you're sitting quietly, you're breathing in and saying to yourself, I am not this body. As you breathe out, you say, I am not this mind. As you breathe in again, I am not this body. As you breathe out the second time, I am not even these thoughts. And that's the back and forth that you do for the duration of time. And for me, I just do it for however long I have or however long I want at that moment. So what you want to think about is the breathing and the mantra that you're saying. And what he talks about is you want to keep the mantra the same length as your breath. So if it takes me 1, 2, 3 seconds to breathe in, and then I'm saying here, as it's going, breath is coming in, I'm saying to myself, I am not this body. You don't want to say, I am not this body, and then keep breathing in. So you want to keep that cadence pretty good. I am not this mind, all right? I am not this body. So you get this kind of wave in and out. Well, what I've been doing to help me visually keep on top of it is not just saying the mantra. That's an audible thing that you can kind of keep going in your head. You can feel your breath, but I have a visual that I like to think about. I like to think about this sine wave of breath coming in and breath coming out. And what I do is I follow it in my mind's eye. I'm following the breath as it comes in. I know it's getting closer to a full breath in. Full would be at the top here. And as I come down, the complete emptying is going to be there. So this is full in, and this is empty out. So in and out, right? That's what I've been doing. I've been just kind of almost like a roller coaster looking up and down. Now I added this last little piece in recently because I made another video on the diaphragm. So your diaphragm works kind of like a steamer, right? It opens and closes at a 360-degree angle. So it sits right here, okay? And as you breathe in, it pulls down and opens up and expands so that you can pull oxygen into the lungs. And then as you exhale, it kind of collapses in. And the visual that I get is like that steamer, so you have to watch that, opening and closing. But you can kind of think of it like a squid, okay? So a squid has those tentacles and it's got that long body. So when it pushes itself through, it's kind of really long and almost like a bullet, okay? Well, as it opens up, it can open up like an octopus. It can open up and spread its limbs really wide. Well, I think of this kind of sine wave up and down. And what I think about with this is like a little squid making its way up. So as I breathe in, he's open. Okay, that's going to be my drawing of an open squid, okay? So he's open here. As he comes down, I start to exhale, he starts to close off, and so where he's much more closed as he comes down. As we come back up, he starts to open up again. So he's squeezing down, everything is getting tighter through the middle, you're expelling air, it's emptying, getting smaller, and then it's opening back up here. And so I use this sine wave and that squid analogy or the steamer to visualize what I want my diaphragm to be doing. And what this does is it gives me another tool to stay focused on the breathing, because this is what I want to be doing when I'm doing my meditation. I don't want to be thinking of anything else. I don't want to be thinking of what I've got to do for work. I don't want to think what I have to do to my next meal. I don't want to think about what that person said to me the other day. I want to be thinking about one thing only. And there's many different forms of meditation. This is a breathing awareness meditation where you're focusing on the breathing using a mantra. So using the mantra of I am not this body, exhaling, I am not this mind. That helps you stay in that rhythm of breathing where you're focused on in and out, in and out. The breath in is I am not this body. You're constantly in sync with your breathing with the mantra. I am not this mind as you breathe out. I am not this body, breathing in. I am not even these thoughts, breathing out. So you're keeping that rhythm as you go. But for me, to add another layer, it helps me to be visualizing that sine wave as my breath goes in and out, like I mentioned here, and then having a little guy, little squiddy, that's going up and down this little roller coaster, and I'm just following him. I'm following him. As I breathe in, I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. And he's making himself smaller because he's exhaling and the diaphragm is getting condensed, it's getting compressed, and then it's opening back up. It's opening back up so that the lungs can get full. So I use this as a visual trigger to go along with the audible mantra and the feeling sensation, the kinesthetic feeling of the breath going in and out. So if you're a more visual person and you have a hard time meditating, this might be a tool that you can use to be able to stay in a deeper state of meditation, to again keep that one pointed attention versus going out and focusing on other things and then coming back. Maybe this is something that helps keep you in that meditative state. And again, there's so many benefits of meditation, but really it's like a break for your brain. It's like we have so many different things that we focus on, and it's going. I was just watching a video on this where they were talking about how the brain is this computer, right? And what does a computer need? It needs electricity, and that's how your brain works. It literally sends electrical signals through it. And we never unplug that thing. We never cool it down. We never, especially now, I mean, we're watching things on our phone. We used to unplug and have a cell phone away from us, right? It wasn't a cell phone, it was a home phone. And we used to go out and we used to be away and we used to experience things. Now, even when we're in nature, vibration on your pocket, oh, okay, or let's take a picture. We're constantly using our brain. We're not just letting it go on kind of off mode, right? And recharging. So it's constantly being stimulated. So we have a way of getting around that, and that is meditation. So if you want to find ways of unplugging in today's world, it's very, very hard, right? Unless if you're one of those people that can, put your phone away or get away from stimulation, it can be very, very hard. So meditation is a way. You put the phone away, or you can use your phone, you put it on airplane mode and you use it and you put a timer on, okay, so that you don't have to look at it. You know it's not gonna vibrate. You have that sitting over there. You're by yourself in a room and you just focus on your breathing. And again, I like to use as many cues as I can to help keep me in that stage. Visual, I'm watching the little squid going up and down the sine wave. I'm breathing, feeling that going in, and I'm saying that mantra, I am not this body, I am not this mind. So something to think about when you're meditating, using a visual cue to go along with whatever else that you're focused on. Again, this is a breathing awareness meditation. I find that is one of the best ways of getting into the subconscious and really tapping into your thoughts and being able to move them aside and just stay focused on this. Your breathing is that bridge in between subconscious and conscious. When I'm just doing my thing and I'm not really thinking about my breathing, it's doing it automatically. It is an autonomic nervous system pathway. But I can also pause it and hold my breath. I can consciously stop breathing, or I can slow my breathing. So when we use that as a tool, we can kind of get into our subconscious and crowbar our way in there and say, all right, we're just going to focus on this, and then everything else follows from there. So another tool for your toolbox in meditation Hope you got something out of that. Until next time, I'll see you then.